comedy is something that is more prominent in my life. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing even more and more comedy in the bigger gigs.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And even a lot of the what I've noticed, because since we're on the topic of mob movies and mob shows, there is
Yeah.
a lot of comedy in them regardless. Like I
Yeah.
mentioned, the offers
Yeah.
like that. Um, I think honestly, The Godfather, I wouldn't say at all. Pretty much that was one of the things where that movie's just very serious, but I love it anyways. But you got movies like Goodfellas too. Obviously, fucking Joe Pesci, the funny house scene's hilarious. There's
Yeah.
also a scene that's very iconic, and it's obviously from The Irishman that you're in, and you happen to be in one of the most iconic scenes in the movie, the part where Pacino's talking to Stephen Graham's character about, oh, you're late, 10 minutes, whatever, right? I never wait everybody for more than 10 minutes. That
Yeah.
scene was, I know it's it is supposed to be a serious movie. It's supposed to be a serious scene. That movie had me laughing so hard. Even the part when he calls him, excuse my language, but a motherfucking wop cocksucker.
I'll apologize for it.
That's all I want.
After you apologize for being late, you motherfucking wop cocksucker. You out of your fucking mouth.
And that's so
Yeah.
funny. Did you on that scene when you were doing it? Were you trying to hold in your laughter? Like how was that scene? How was that for you to even just be in that scene?
Oh my God, it's hard to describe. When you find yourself as an actor, sitting at a table with two of the most cinematic icons in the world that are, and that's how you feel about them personally, and then you're being directed by Martin Scorsese. It was beyond a dream. It was hard to even understand how I landed there at that table. It was unbelievable. It was something I'll never forget, and it was incredible. And yeah, we all laughed a lot when Scorsese cut those takes, and we would be going through that whole scene back and forth and improvising a lot. We would crack up. When that was done, we were all, just so when you're watching that scene, a lot of the time when Martin would yell cut, we were all laughing.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
There was a very funny layer to it all, and I think there is just in general to the gangster genre. These are funny characters, and humor is a part of the cushioning of the violence.
Absolutely.
So I think that it has a very important place in that kind of a world. But yeah, that experience was it's there's not it's kind of, you got to make your own conclusion, but you got to think there's probably not one single actor in the world that doesn't have those three guys on their bucket list. And I was able to put, not 3 checks, but 1 big check, because it all happened in the same time.
I know, that was truly amazing. I'm very happy The Irishman got made. I know there was that movie was supposed to, it took a long time to get made, which I'm always shocked why that even was. I got to read up on it more. But it just blows my mind how it took that long. But it's nice to see 3 icons come together: Joe Pesci, Pacino, all of them coming together. With Scorsese, working with Scorsese too, I'm curious to know his style of directing. What were some things that you learned working with him too? Because I know you've worked with a lot of directors, a lot of people. Why does he stand out from the crowd, in your opinion?
Well, I think he stands out from the crowd because if you're working with him, he has decided that he fully trusts you as an actor. And that is what happens when you work with him. He gives you very little direction. He's not interested in anything other than seeing what you can do and trusting what you're going to do as an actor. He loves actors, and he completely trusts it. So, you feel a great freedom, and you feel a great creative freedom, and it just kind of works out. And that is because you don't feel pressure of other directors are a little more controlling. Scorsese is not. You know, he knows I got to let them be free and organic and let them flow. And I'll keep moving with them until they find that rhythm. You know what I mean? As opposed to I'm going to pound down details every time, which is not a bad thing. You know, it's like that's how the work, you know, is. You know, you work with a director, and that's how it is sometimes. He's a wonderful example of I trust you. You are my gold, and I will let you do your thing and let you fly. As soon as you have that feeling, creativity just kind of flows.
Yeah.
You know, you don't feel like you can do wrong. You don't go, is this going to be wrong? Am I going to get anybody upset? No, it doesn't matter. He's like, you want to do it wrong, do it wrong. You know what I mean? He's not, you don't get judged for that. And, you know, and sometimes that could be, I mean, you don't really get judged for doing something wrong. And then you're working with a shitty director.
Yeah.
But, you know, but he is, yeah. So there's a great creative freedom. So you don't feel your, you know, any other responsibility other than let's just explore the text and let's explore the scene and let's find it.
Yeah.
And he loves that process. And as an actor, when I realized that, which I realized very quickly, well, when we were shooting, I realized when we were shooting another scene before that, but that freedom is to be held in great high regard. You know, it's beautiful.
That's awesome. That's so cool. It's so cool to hear you doing these cool things, and I'm really excited for more things to come, man. Because I trust me, I'm a big fan of your work. After even seeing The Offer, it just goes to show that I really hope we see a lot more of you in many things. You got anything upcoming that you can share with us before we end off today?
Well, I do a web series called Love You, which you should always go and check out. I don't know if you've seen those. They're all on my Instagram page and all that.
Okay, cool.
A new episode of that's coming out. And yeah, and then I got a couple of gigs that I'll share with you, like when they're
coming out. Yeah.
Cleared out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that kind of float. You know, it's kind of like the bag. There's always a couple of grocery bags stuck in a tree.
That's a good way to put it.
And you see it and you're trying to get it out of the tree before it shreds up completely. So there's a lot of those gigs happening. So stuff is cooking, and I will certainly let you know. You will know via Instagram, and we'll have another conversation if you'd like and catch up.
Absolutely, I would love to have you on again.